let's go to our ham clubhouse. We can fix their troubles, just be quiet as a mouse. Watch out for those cats, you know they're smarter than you think. But if we work together, we can make their plan sink. Woo! Snoozer, howdy, Penelope, Panda. My best friend. Oxnard, Bijou, Cappy, Maxwell. My Hamha. Dexter, Boss, Pashmina, Jingle. Hamtaro. Little hamsters, big adventures.
Excuse me while I work out, gotta run in my wheel. Whee!
Hamtaro's here to help you. Hamtaro's team is for you.
Hello, you're listening to Storytelling Saga, the podcast that shares stories. I'm your host, Allie, and this week is extra special because I am joined by my cousin, Gina. Welcome, Gina.
Hey guys, I'm Gina. I'm Allie's cousin, and I'm here, and I'm so pumped to be here. So thanks for having me, Allie.
I'm very happy to have you on, and we are here to discuss Hamtaro. And the reason I wanted to talk to you specifically about it is because we watched it together way back in June 2002. So 20 years ago, honestly, which is insane to think about. And we were on vacation. So I'm sure you remember, of course. Do you remember if we were in Cape May, I think, right? Or Cape Cod, wherever we were on vacation.
It's so hard to remember, but I just remember we were in a living room and there was like kind of a bigger size TV and we were watching it and like having a grand old time.
Well, what's funny is like we were by ourselves, like there were no adult, like the adults were out at the time, so it was like an in-between time between like say going to the beach, like dinner, and we just had some time to ourselves, and we just found that. And I remember us watching because I was 11 at the time, and I remember like just immediately being like, oh, these are such cute little hamsters, and just like, and I didn't really understand anime at the time. I don't know if you did. And just kind of being, like being kind of like, oh, these like the way like their mouths move, it's like weird,
I think that was my first introduction to anime. I don't know, it's like very hard. If that was your first introduction, because I kind of like adapted from you and like Franny and everyone because you guys were into anime before I was. So if that was your first one, then that was my first one too.
For me, that was like my first series, other than, which I don't really count this because like Pokemon was big when I was younger, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But like that was more so with like the games and the cards and everything. But in terms of like watching a series and like being a fan of it, for me, it was Hamtaro. And our cousin Franny, she introduced me to a lot of other anime that I went on liking. My favorite was always actually Fruits Basket, that manga series. And
I remember you loved that.
That's still my favorite to this day. I love it so much. And actually, I know you also loved Tokyo Mew Mew too, right?
That was my first like real favorite anime and manga.
That was my first favorite manga series, definitely. But actually, Hamtaro, it started as a children's book series, which I didn't even know that. I like just doing some research.
Know that either.
Yeah, just doing some research now. I was like, okay, it was a kids' book series. And actually, it was really, really popular in Japan. So it was created by Ritsuko Kawaii. And I don't know if you knew this, so how many episodes do you think Hamtaro has, like the overall anime?
Honestly, not a lot.
It actually has 296.
What the heck?
Isn't that insane?
I'm shocked.
So it was really, really popular in Japan. It has
with kids though, right?
With kids, yeah. 12 seasons and 4 movies in Japan. And so then here in the US, they only dubbed the first 4 seasons. So like, which is kind of weird to think because it was so popular in Japan. It wasn't as popular obviously in the US, which, and I don't know why, but because it's such a
we're not into those cute things here.
I know, it was so adorable. Oh my god. But I just remember, and I'm sure you remember too, the theme song, like that immediately, like the catchy theme song, especially the ending theme song. I freaking love that theme song. Like you remember like with him dancing in the corner, Hamtaro, and like get 100 on your
Hamtaro, when we work together it's much better. Hamtaro,
we like sunflower seeds, crumb, crumb, crumb. Yeah, like,
that was the beginning, right?
That was the opening, but then like the ending was like Snoozer, Penelope, Panda, howdy, Oxnard, Bijou, and Boss, let's go. And then like, yeah.
They kill me. I mean,
like, I love the lyric, like, let's like do your very best, get 100 on your test, all your dreams will come true. Like, do you remember that? Like him dancing?
No,
You don't remember the closing theme song?
I have to look it up.
Like,
I know
as
the
soon-
song.
Yes, it's like so adorable. Like, I loved that closing theme song especially. It was just so damn cute. It was so adorable to me. Oh my God.
I love them.
It's so cute. And so let's go through a little bit with the character. So for anyone who's not familiar with the series, it's basically just about, as the tagline says, little hamsters, big adventures. Like the hams go off on their own little adventures. Like they have the clubhouse, and like all the little hamsters, like they would leave their owners during the day and just like go off and do their own thing. So it's funny.
I love it.
You know, in hindsight, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Rugrats, because like the babies having their own adventures away from the parents, you know? So it's similar to this, like, the little hamsters and like not their owners never knowing. It's like so cute. Oh my gosh. But for me personally, and even to this day, my favorite character has always been Hamtaro, because he's the like one that everyone would have to rely on. He was also like a little naive, but he was also very adventurous and brave. So he's just so sweet and such a great character. And I know your favorite character, but please share with everyone your favorite character.
My favorite was Sandy, because she was like so cool. I think she was even dating like the panda looking one.
No, she was dating Maxwell, the like
okay
one of the nerds. Like there was a couple of like Maxwell with the book. So that's cute. You got like the Valley girl and like the bookish boy type character. It's too adorable.
Yeah, she was so cool. Like she had the lighter color fur, which made me think of like blonde. But I loved her so much that I named my hamster Sandy. And I just remember, because Allie's mom's name is, well, everyone calls her Sandy. So I'm like, oh my God, that's my aunt's name. Like, I don't know. I just always made that because I mean, it's true. But yeah, she was my girl. I think I had her little action figure too.
Yeah. See, I think I had all of the hams, like all of the little action figure, and they were kind of like, they weren't plastic. They were like little rubbery pieces, and they had like holes at the bottom, if you remember that, because I think then you could say like have a clubhouse to like put them like on like little seats and stuff. I don't know. It was just like, they were very, very cute though, for like all the little hamster figurines.
Yeah, they were so cute.
My sister and I had them too. And
I bet you still have them somewhere, girl.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, actually. Yeah. Because that, and like we were big into like those similar, like the Polly Pocket, like with like the clothes, you know, like the rubbery, like those kinds of texture for the clothes. It was very cute. But so to go through like the hamsters, I'm sure you remember them too. So like Hamtaro, and I personally was never a fan of Oxnard, his best friend, who was like a crybaby. You remember him?
He's so cute. Yeah.
He was always a crybaby, and like he was always like eating like his sunflower seeds. He was a crybaby. And then his like girlfriend was Pepper, who was like a cowgirl.
Yeah.
She wasn't like one of the hams though, like in the clubhouse though, but she was like a recurring character, I guess. And then there was Bijou, who was a French hamster.
Her.
She was very cute. She has the blue ribbons, and as you remember from the series, she has a crush on Hamtaro, but Hamtaro was like never ever aware of it. He was like so oblivious to that. That.
He's like, hey, kid.
Yes, like all the little ham chat and like ham vocabulary, which of course is big in the games, which we'll get to, but it's so adorable. And so like I remember though, as a kid, like with Hamtaro and Bijou, I was always like, oh, are these two ever going to get together? And like they never do, because Hamtaro was just like so clueless about love.
He's an idiot.
Idiot, exactly. He's just like so naive though. But then what's funny is that, so then Bijou liked Hamtaro, but then Boss liked Bijou, and Boss was like he was just a field hamster. He didn't have an owner.
Wasn't he like the leader?
Yeah, he like, remember, he's like a little bigger than them. He has like a little like bowl on his head for some reason, and he had like a shovel. So he's the one like that made the clubhouse actually. And he was there, and also with Snoozer, like the sleeper, the hamster was always asleep. I don't know if he was ever awake. I think
never.
Actually, yeah, he's like always in hibernation, I guess. That hamster, so he's cute too. And then there was, as you said, Sandy, and then there was her brother, Stan.
Twin.
Her twin brother Stan, and he was just like a flirt with like the girl hamster. So and then there was Pachinina, of course, with like the scarf. So that was cute too. And then
her best friend.
her like little best friend slash like kind of little sister Penelope
Yeah.
with the little blanket
She
on
wore something over her head.
her
Yeah.
the little yellow blanket, and like she'd always
Yeah.
just say like a qui and a q. You remember that? Like, so that was her
Mhm.
little language, whatever that meant for Penelope.
And then you said Maxwell.
And then Maxwell, so he was like, what's funny is that each of the hamsters, their personalities are based on their owners. So you mentioned Panda, and then Panda's what looks like a panda, that hamster. And he is like kind of a
Oh yeah, I
carpenter.
loved him.
He's a carpenter because like his owners are carpenters or something. And like Maxwell, his owners like run a bookstore or something like that, like a library. And then there was also Dexter, whose owners are optometrists. So he's like another nerd one. And you know what's funny? I didn't know this, is that he's voiced by Sam Vincent, who's the voice of Double D on Ed, Edd n Eddy. Did you know that?
No, of course not. That's so random.
You know, it's funny because the English dub for Hamtaro, it's done by Canadian voiceovers actually. So I mentioned this to you that I interviewed Chiara Zanni, who is the voice of Hamtaro. So they're all from Canada, the voice actors, and she was so nice. She was like such a pleasure to talk to.
What an honor it is to play that beautiful role.
She said like she loved the role. She said she would love for it to come back because like it's weird that they didn't dub all of the episodes even. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, not to veer off from the characters for a second, but I don't know if you remember that they sort of did like a reboot or something when then, I don't know when it was. It was still like maybe 2003 or something, when they like the hamsters had like bigger heads and smaller bodies. I don't know if you remember that. They had like a whole different redesign.
I hate when they do that though.
They looked like so much worse then. It's like, why they like make to, I think to appeal to an even younger audience then, which I don't know why, but it just was like kind of, why'd you have to redesign the characters then for like
swing and miss,
right? But that's when they did like a Halloween special or something, and I think at one point they had, what's it called, like the McDonald's Happy Meal toys with that, like with the
I vaguely
hamsters.
remember that.
I do remember that because I remember like it was a Halloween special and it looked different. I was like, oh god, this is like, what the heck happened to Hamtaro? But whatever. So then to go back to the characters, then there was
missing one, I think.
No, there was also Howdy, who also
it
was the rivalry with Howdy and Dexter, and like Howdy just like had an apron, and like they always vied for like Pashmina's affection, and I think she too was like oblivious to both of them, like having
Howdy.
a crush on her.
Oh my god.
And then also there was Jingle, who like had a mohawk. He was kind of like another rogue hamster. He was like part of the clubhouse, but not really. He was never
He would play his guitar.
Yes. So it's too funny. I'm trying to remember, was there anyone else?
Cappy.
Oh, Cappy. Yes. Thank you.
With the green cap.
The green cap. And I think he was like Boss's biggest fan or something for some reason.
Yeah, I think
he was
so
like,
too.
Yeah, he was just
there weren't a lot of girls.
There weren't that many girls. It was just Bijou, Sandy, Pashmina, and Penelope. And then, as I said, Pepper, who wasn't really part of the Ham clubhouse, though. And then the girls, it was just like, Bijou liked Hamtaro, Sandy and Maxwell were like a couple. And I don't know, Pashmina, and then it was just like Howdy and Dexter fighting for her. And she just, and like, she didn't care about that. She just was like always protective of Penelope, which was so cute too.
That's a miss.
And then there was also, as I'm sure you remember, there was Hamtaro's owner, Laura, and then Oxnard's owner, Kana, and those two are best friends. And I remember too, as a kid, I never really cared about like Laura's storylines or anything. I always cared about like the hamsters. Like I didn't really care about like the humans at all.
No,
like,
who cares?
Exactly. It was like, no, we're here to watch like the hamsters be adorable.
Yeah,
like
we are humans, so we really don't need to hear anything else about humans.
Like, we don't care about like their freaking like school problems. And like I remember she had a crush on that kid Travis, if you remember that. Laura. It's like her main, and like she tried to do well in school. Like it was just like whatever. No one cares. No one cares.
Yeah. Dumb.
And she had parents, and she had also a dog, Brandy. I remember that too. Oh, because that's in the theme song to like the little dog, so that was cute too.
I need to find the theme song, the intro and the outro, and
I love the outro especially. That reminds me too. Then the intro. Then after a while they changed it too. I don't know if you remember that. Like then it was like a whole different intro. I was not a fan of it personally. It was like Hamtaro. He's
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I was like, no, this is not exactly. No,
oh my god,
the theme song was so cute. And like Hamtaro, excuse me while I work out, God, and run in my wheel. It was so adorable. Like, oh my god, so damn cute. And he would say stuff like, as you were mentioning, so like the ham chat, which was like, you'd be like paka paka for like eating, and like just all Kush Kush, like all like the cute little ham.
Hamha.
Of course, Hamha. And I'm trying to remember. It was so adorable. Oh my God. But I don't know, do you remember like for you personally, any episodes that you loved as a kid?
No, it was so long
Mm.
ago. Because if you were 11, I was like 6 or 7.
Mhm.
So honestly, no. Like I just remember them always like running around.
The thing for me that I remember is I had a couple of episodes on VHS when those were still a thing, and
Oh my
DVD when
God.
those were still a thing
Did you
too.
record them or did you buy them?
No, I bought them. So it was like a few
Okay.
episodes. And like the ones I had were like the first 3 episodes, I think. Then
Do you
there was
still
one,
have those?
I definitely still have them, I think, even though like VHSs are just like obsolete now. But
I
I definitely
know.
still have the VHS tapes. I had like the Christmas special. I remember that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember, and like the ones on DVD I had were when Sandy and Maxwell, like Sandy says she has a crush on Maxwell, like it was all about that, and about Sandy reuniting with Stan, her twin brother, like those episodes. And I remember like the one with them at the beach or something, and like Laura trying to learn how to swim, and like the hamsters like help them out somehow. It was always
The
like
heck?
either the hamsters. It was similar to me to Rugrats because it was like the hamsters misinterpreting something about the human world, or like them like trying to help unknowingly help their owners, stuff like that. Like there was one episode, I'm going off of memory, it was like they I'm trying to remember, like the
I'm
hamsters
gonna
like
need to
learn.
rewatch it.
That's the thing, it's, yeah, it's very cute. It's like a very very cute, but it is for kids of course, but it's a very cute show. But like the hamsters remember something about, like they learn about like candy, diamonds of sugar, and then they think like, oh, like they fall in the sky, so they think it's like stars falling, and then like Hamtaro and them are trying to like catch the can't, thinking like it's going to be candy, like diamonds of sugar, to catch them or something, which is very cute. And the other episode I remembered I always loved as a kid was when Bijou was upset that like Hamtaro, like her like freaking ribbons got dirty or something. So she was upset about that because like she wears them because she knows Hamtaro likes them. And she was upset because Hamtaro's like, why are you upset about them or something? Because again, like he's clueless about love because he's like a little, naive, but it's very cute. I remember that episode too. I'm trying to remember. It's just like hard to remember. But I do remember too that there were a lot of fantasy episodes in terms of like they would like dream, and then it would be like they were in like say like Bijou was a princess and like Hamtaro was a knight or something. I don't know if you remember any of that. Like despite
No.
like the slice of lifestyle, you're just like, no, I don't remember any of this.
All
That's
I
all
know is
right.
the games. The games like the back of my hand.
I know the games we could, yeah, the games. So the other thing is, so like we loved the games. I personally loved the two games, Hamtaro Ham Hams Unite, which was for the Game Boy Color, and then of course Hamtaro Ham Ham Heartbreak, which is for Game Boy Advance. I know that one was your favorite,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yes.
My favorite all time.
So with the objective, what the Ham Hams Unite was that you had to like find each of the ham hams and like bring them back to the clubhouse, if you recall that. It was kind of like, I guess, hide and seek in that sense, but like you
That
had
one
like a
was a little
different,
hard.
I remember that. Yeah, like each one had like a different level, and then there would be different ham hams in each level, like each
Is
world.
that the
There's
one I
like,
used to call you for?
I think you used to call me for both, but I think especially for Ham Ham Heartbreak, you used to call
Yeah.
me.
When
It's
I
too
played for the
funny.
first time, I think I restarted like, I don't know, like 15 times at least. Like I've played the whole game at least 15 times.
I know. I was wondering that too, how many times I must have played that game all the way through. It was so much fun, Ham Ham Heartbreak.
So
So
fun.
the objective for that one was that you had to reunite like people's love that had been broken. So whether that was like
I
couples,
spat.
yes, by Spat, you remember. So he was kind of like the devil type character. And then there was Harmony with like the halo. So cute. Oh, do you remember Spat's? Do you remember Spat's music? I love it. Oh my
I have
God.
to play again, I think.
It was so much fun. It was so much fun, those games. Did you know though that I did not know this, that Spat and Harmony show up in the anime? I did not know that they show up in the anime. Because it wasn't in the English dub. It was like after the English dub had ended,
Mm.
like when the series went on in the Japanese version. But it was another like fantasy episode where like Hamtaro and the Ham Hams had to like reunite people's love or something.
Oh,
And
so
then
it's based off of that.
it was based off of the game, yeah. And then like it was Harmony and
Oh,
Spat, and like Spat like then recruited Boss, Howdy, and Oxnard, I think, to like be like his minions or something to like break up people's love or whatever, like cause
No.
mischief. I never knew this. I just like had read about it. And then apparently I never knew this either, that Spat apparently has a crush on Harmony. So which is
What?
interesting. So that's like kind of funny to think about too. But those games were so addicting because so then you would reunite, say, like couples, but then also friends and also like family members for all the
Yeah.
like the love meter. And then in both games, it was about doing the ham chat too, like getting ham chat, ham vocabulary, and everything. I think it would start with, I think in both games, it was like Hamha, TACQ, like Yeppy, Nope, or
Dig dig.
dig, and then
And hif hif.
Hiff, yeah, sniffing, so adorable. Oh my God. The sniff, yes. Like you'd pick up sunflower seeds and then like it's too cute. In like the other one, you would like in the Ham Heartbreak, you would get the stones, remember, like the rocks,
Yes.
like do rub with them to like make
Yep.
stones. It was so cute. Oh
That
my
was
God.
fun, like making the jewelry, and then you had to make the pooey earrings for that like ugly king in the jungle.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh my
He
God, so
was
funny.
so ugly.
And so let's see, the levels, I remember it was like Sunny Peak was like the park or whatever, like the first level. And that's when like you reunite with Bijou. And then like the whole thing is you're teamed up with like Hamtaro and Bijou are teamed up in that game. And then there was like Sandy Bay, a beach level. Then there was one of my favorites, I think one of your favorites too, Boom Manor.
Yes,
Like the
that was my
mansion.
favorite. That was my
That one,
favorite.
that one had like all the ghosts and everything. And then I'm sure you remember too, like there was a part where like you play the
Yes.
piano and it was Moonlight Sonata.
That's my favorite classical song.
I love
From
that. I
that
learned how to
game.
play that song. Like I was like, I love it. This song, I need to play it then, like the Beethoven song. And then there was like the Wild Woods, the jungle level,
Yes.
and also Funland. I love that level
Mhm.
too. And so you used to call me and be like, Allie, how do I find this ham chow? Like, where do I go now? I'm stuck. And like that would be like for days and weeks. And it's too funny over the
I
years.
still, because I mean, it was hard. And even to this day, I never got all of the words.
Me too. I remember because then like there was in the Sandy Peak, I mean the Sandy Bay, there was what was it? Like the dance contest
The
thing.
hula, yeah.
Yeah, that's too funny. And then like the whole thing was you had to defeat Spat, and then like the love meter once you got the love, and then like the last one was Hamtaro and Bijou saying like these two like reuniting their love. And then like Hamtaro would be like, "Heke," and like Bijou would blush, like so cute. And like the Ham Unite too was like getting them all back to the clubhouse. It was so adorable, that game. Oh my gosh.
The Heartbreak was the best. Also, they had the Olympics one, which I played a lot.
That one I never really got into, but that one I know was cute too. But I loved that my favorite was always the Ham Heartbreak. Definitely. I loved that game.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was that for me personally, growing up, like one of my best friends to this day, how like I became like friends with her and bonded with her was through Hamtaro, because she was like, she would draw a comic book based on Hamtaro, and then like I would help her like writing it and everything. I wish I could remember the plot of it. It was like some kind of spy adventure or something. The only thing I remember was like Hamtaro at one point saying, "Let's elope, like let's get married to Bijou," I think, or something.
Oh my God.
It's too
The
funny.
hopeless romantic in you guys.
Right? It's too funny. So that's crazy too. It's been 20 years now. And also, as like when we mentioned, our cousin Franny and I, we used to write Hamtaro fan fiction, which was so funny. Like a game show with like the hams. It was too funny.
Oh my God. And then whenever you guys like were a little short of have like some writer's block, you would be like, Carmine, can you like help us a little bit? You'd be like, oh, the monkey poop. Like it was always about poop.
Yes, of course.
I need to like go in the like it's so okay. So for everyone listening, I was so obsessed with Allie and our cousin Franny's fan fiction that every like I don't know how often you guys would put them out, but I would print them all out. So I have a binder in the basement in like my memory tub with all of their fan fictions, and I want to go find it based on this conversation, but I'm pretty sure there's like 1,700 bins blocking it.
It's just too funny because anytime we would go to our grandma's house, we would like write a new chapter, and we just don't always have so much fun with it. Oh my gosh.
So funny. Always about poop.
Exactly, because poop's hilarious. we're too
Oh,
we were such
this
little
is so
bizarre
good.
we were it was just always so much fun though, and it was just such a cute show. And the video games, and also I used to literally like trace the characters and like just draw them endlessly. I was
I
like
have a
so
sticker book. I'm pretty sure
oh
it's
do
not
you?
even that old either.
I was just so obsessed. I loved it. It was just so adorable, such a cute series, and the games were so much fun, like so
So
addicting.
fun.
And they
Oh,
had such good music too, and like really great. It was just like really well thought out, really fun games, like just really a lot of fun.
yeah. I think what was nice about them is, especially us like being young, and this is like stupid to say, but it was a lot of problem solving and using your brain to beat the game, which I thought was helpful to have someone young's brain develop like that.
That's a good point. Even the show itself, I like that it promotes teamwork, cooperation, friendship, all these like really nice things for kids, honestly. So it really is like a really upbeat, cute, really fun series, like really great, wholesome characters. Again, Hamtaro is just such a great protagonist, honestly. So it's just very cute, and it's just fun, like reminiscing about all this stuff when we were younger. It's too cute with those games. Oh my God, those games were endlessly addicting.
I know. I honestly think that I'm gonna have to start playing it again because I mean that game could really, I mean, when you're younger, it could last like one round of it lasts a couple of months.
What
Because if
was
you
fun
don't find that right word, you're not going to the next part.
Yes, because you have to find specific ham chats sometimes to like get then to like a next phase of whatever it was. And also like you'd have to go back to other levels to like complete other tasks then to get to like a new thing. So it wasn't
Yeah,
like you would finish a level and then be done with that level. You'd have to like go back to like Sunny Peak and things like that. Those, oh my God, those games are so much fun with all the characters in it and like reuniting all of the love. It's so cute. Such a great concept, such a fun game.
I know. No guns involved.
Yeah, honestly, like
No
making it just
shooting.
yes, but like making it that's why making it good for
No
kids.
violence.
Just like
Yeah.
very fun and addicting still, and like learning the little the
And
ham
the
chat.
colors. Like, I feel like when you're playing a game with aesthetically pleasing colors, I don't know, something about they were just so nice. Whenever you would go to Sunny Peak, it's like
Yeah,
bright sunny day and the meadow is nice and green. I don't know. I like the colors of the game. I thought it was pretty.
and the music too, definitely for each
Yeah.
level. It's so much fun.
Catching, catchy,
Hmm.
catchy music.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, see, so you remember like the things come back to you in your memory. So like I know you were bigger into the games more so than the show, but yeah,
yeah.
but that
I
I
think
know.
just because of the way that the timing was, like, so in 2002, I was like, yeah, I was literally 6. So, and then when the game came out, I was like older and could, had more of a brain by then. But we played the game for a couple of years. It wasn't like a one and done type thing. Like
Yeah,
I kept playing and playing and playing.
me too. It was so much fun. I love the games. I do also remember like that like swindler hamster who'd be like trying to sell you like you remember that part of the game, like trying to like sell you like crappy things or something. Like he was like trying
Oh,
to like that hamster that'd be like selling you stuff.
did
I
he
remember
even
that.
have a name?
I don't think so. I think it was just in the game
He
too.
was
But
crazy.
he had like his own theme music too, though. It was just too
Yeah.
funny. And like the clubhouse
He's
really had its music, like all that
he
fun
like
stuff.
didn't stop moving.
Yes. I'm like, yes, you
His
remember like
legs were like,
the
he's
waving.
like crazy. He's
Oh my
always
God.
trying to sell you something. Can I
Mhm.
interest you in this lovely rock?
Exactly.
Like,
For like
no, I don't
500
want your
seeds,
stupid rock.
right? It's like overpriced things and like the sunflower seed, all that stuff. It's too
Some
funny.
also something, and this is similar with Animal Crossing too, because they were like started around the same time. Back in the day, games, they were more of a progression. So you click a button and there's like a conversation that you have to go through, and the actions take a long time. And we definitely had a lot more patience, and we weren't in a rush to get through the game versus now. If you tried to play like the first version of Animal Crossing, or even if I try to play Hamtaro Heartbreak again, I'm gonna get so antsy waiting for the conversation to go through, waiting for the hiff to end, waiting for the dig to finally pick up the sunflower seed. Like, we don't have that type of patience anymore, and just appreciation of the gradual sequence of the game. Everything now is instant gratification with like social media, TikTok, you scroll. Um, So I think that's interesting because I'm someone who's very nostalgic and likes to go backward and try things that I used to play just because I miss them, but it just doesn't hit the same way,
Agreed. Yeah.
which is it sucks.
That's true. That's a very good point, honestly, because now we definitely have like much shorter attention spans. Like kids wouldn't have patience now to be like,
Hell
to like
no.
do that game and like go through all the levels and like go through all like the secret things and getting like the ham chat, like all that stuff. You're right. It takes a lot of time, but it was always just so much fun though. That's the thing. But nowadays, yeah, it's a lot different.
Yeah. I mean, even with like the old Animal Crossing and the newest one, it's definitely gotten more quick, but even now it's still pretty slow. Like I don't think you play, but for example, you have to create your island, and when you're terraforming, like creating literal blocks of land, it takes forever. So I don't know how people even sit through that. And I think that's why they're losing a lot of their audience, because it just takes too long. And we don't have, like you said, that type of attention span anymore like we used to. So I think it's interesting to see how games continue to evolve. But I do wish that we had more of that attention span just to like sit and like appreciate where you're at in that moment versus like going through quick.
That's very true. Just kind of enjoying each step of it. Yeah, that's deep. I like that. You're very right. I appreciate that. Okay, so we were kicked off Zoom, like right when we were having like getting into a deep conversation about like enjoying the journey, honestly, of the game, as you were saying, Gina. So, like, which I appreciate you saying all that. So, apologies that we got screwed up with Zoom, but we're back now. That was so messed up. But so we pretty much covered everything though, because generally speaking, it's a positive show with great messages, and the game was just so much fun because again, since it's geared towards kids, as you said, there's no violence or anything. We're just focused on learning little ham chat and doing like the little, like there were mini games I remember too. In like, if you remember in
Yeah.
Funland, like there was like mini games and
Yes.
stuff. You remember that? Yeah.
They were
And like,
so good. The one that you have to do sticky
mhm.
to get. Ooh, okay.
Your arm. That's nice, girl.
When you have to get the
Mhm.
papers falling with a stick.
Yes.
Loved that one.
I know, it's too funny, right? And like there was something with, I remember in the first one there was something with like bowling, like you do like the tack cue to like roll the ball or something.
Yeah, and it hits like the balloons kind of.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that too. You know what just hit, like what jogs my memory? I don't know if you even remember this, and it's like a weird thing to bring up, but it's just like a weird inappropriate thing in the game in the first one. I like, just bear with me a second, that when you rounded up each of the hamsters, and then like if you go into Bijou's room, and then if you did tack you to her, this was in Ham Hams Unite, then she would blush and say "Yuppie." Do you remember that?
That was in the Hamtaro Unite one?
Yes, it was like a low key, like she was like, yes, like wink wink, like let's 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 do this, Sam. Do you remember that? Like in a kid's
No, not
game.
really, no.
I remember that because I was like as a kid playing, I remember like as an 11, 12-year-old, however old I was back then, like I was like, what the heck is, like, that's bizarre. That's just
What
so
the
weird. I
hell?
just remember
Yeah,
that
that
playing.
one I played when I was younger, and that was the main one that I would call you and ask for help about. I just remember the hardest part of that game was when you were like in a freezer.
Oh yeah, you're right. There was like a level with a grocery store
Yeah,
in that game. Yeah.
that was the hardest part of the game.
I remember there was a thing I think in both games too, but like in the Heartbreak too, with like they would do like a little soccer or volleyball with like a pineapple. They would be like doing hiff hiff. You
Yes,
remember that?
that was
Yeah.
hard.
And then you remember this. You would have to like scare them to like, so they would turn around, you would see their tails and give the right love note to the right tail, like the blue
Yes,
tail. Yeah.
and you couldn't do that until you got a certain word. No matter how many times you would try to guess. Like there were so many times that I tried to guess which hamster was the one with the blue tail, but you couldn't, because the algorithm in the game, you had to have that word.
Which was smart on their part too. I think you had to get it in Boo Manor and then you'd have to go
I
back,
think so too.
right?
Yeah. I forget what it was.
And Boo Manor, there with Boo Manor too, if you remember, there was like a part with the painting with the mom crying, and then the kid was on the roller
In
coaster.
Funland, that
Yes,
motherfucker.
that
I
fucking.
mean, excuse me.
It's okay. It's all good. That freaking ghost, like that
That
ghost
freaking
child.
ghost.
And then like you'd have to go back to the painting with the mom, and the mom be like, oh, I have to get my sons, and like go to the Ham Ranger show.
Yes, and then the mom dressed up as the Red Ranger because the Red Ranger was hiding in the bathroom.
It's yes. Oh my god. So like oh my god. It was
Like
so
all
fun.
of the, I don't know, like lands or like
Mhm.
settings like intertwined together.
Very clever. It was such a great game. Oh my
Remember the
god.
monkey?
The monkey, yeah. Wait, there was something where you had to like, oh my god, like shoot like the something for the banana, like to like get
Yes,
spat. Like, you get like a
the scary
slingshot.
birds.
Yes, yes. Oh my god. Oh, it's so funny. And
Remember
then
Bog?
that was in the wild woods, right? He'd be like bog.
He's like, it was like the weirdest sound, like, oh.
Yes. And then there was like a wedding or something in that level.
Yeah.
Then there was something with Cappy. You'd have to go back to get like with that the acorn hamster
Yes.
with Cappy. Then like I remember that too.
He stole his acorn hat.
Yeah,
No,
and he was like, yes.
someone stole his I think Spat took his acorn hat and then gave it to Cappy, and Cappy was bad for a little while.
I do remember that. Yeah, and then you had to like trap Cappy then to be like, no, Cappy, you have to give this back. You pain in the ass.
And then they became friends. Remember that sauna? I kind of
Yes, I
always
do remember
wanted to
that.
go in there.
Then you'd have to dig in there. I remember there was like marbles to like put in the like to
Sword. Oh, the spoon,
Yes.
the spoon.
What was that? That was the
It
spoon.
catapults you over
Yes.
the fence in Spat's castle.
Yes, you're right. That was to get
A
to the last
spoon.
with yes, a spoon. See, not a sword. Very,
Wait, let's see if we can remember where all the three marbles were.
Okay.
It was the red one, the
red
blue
one was
and the green one.
The red was in Wild Woods because that was like for the wedding. Then they gave it to you as a gift afterwards. The blue, I think, was in that first level in Sunny Peak. Like, remember there
In
was
the sauna?
no that. Oh shoot!
Was there one in the sauna?
There was something. I think like there was something like you found something and then they traded it for that. I'm pretty sure like there was an egg or something in the sauna. The blue marble I know was it in Sandy Bay when you had to do like the do re mi thing? Like remember like the music notes? Like it was like you did like you hit the stones to get the music notes, then something open. Like there was all like these secret passageways and stuff.
It was in the ground and there was like a purple and white hamster there on a freaking lounge chair. I think.
There was one hamster where you reunited him with his little brother. That was in that Sunny Peak too, in that first level.
Oh yeah.
And like the whole thing was like the first thing is like when you reunite with Bijou, you have to go in like that boat. Remember, you put the battery and like and then you go with Bijou, like you reunite with like Bijou sits there. She sits there crying until like you save her. Like okay,
you go
Bijou.
back and forth. She's like happy, and then you go a little further, and she's like,
oh yeah,
and you go back, and she's like, and then you
she gets scared. Wait, then there was a part where like then you lost Bijou and like you had like that little hamster kid, like the little kid,
that
the
was
brother.
Boo Manor.
And you had to like switch them out. Yeah.
And he was like flirting with Bijou in the room with the two beds.
Oh wow. Oh god. I didn't remember that. Oh god. See, like all these little things. That's too funny. Then I remember there was a thing in Funland where you had to go like on the Ferris wheel and like coach the guy. So like he would help her, like you would tell him what to say.
Yeah, because he was on a date.
Yes, yeah. And then there's also like you had to help Sandy and Maxwell, like get Maxwell to stop reading his books so we'd hang out with Sandy and Stan in Funland too. With some the other marble, there was one more then. So like there was one in Sandy Bay, I think, one in the jungle, like we said, and there was one more though. There was blue, red, and green. I know that. Was it Boo Manor? I don't remember now.
I don't remember. It's so
I just remembered you had to play one of the games to win it in Funland for the marble.
I think that was the red one, right?
I think the red one was the jungle because that was the last one, and the other one was the green one was.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Funland.
You did have to win it. Yeah.
Yes, and then the blue one was Sandy Bay, or was it Sunny Peak? I think it was Sandy Bay. I'm pretty sure
it was the Bay, and you had to, like you said, do the do re mi, and that was actually hard to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Those things, and then when it opened, you go down, and then I'm pretty sure it was there, but. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play again so I can see.
It's too funny. And then like with some of the hams are in it too. Like you reunite Pashmina and Penelope. I remember that.
Yeah, they spat, like looked like transformed into Pashmina,
Yes. Oh my
and then they
gosh.
were fighting. That was
See?
like crazy. But
I remember
remember
that.
when you had to learn Moonlight or Moonlit, the Beethoven song, to get Howdy out of that thing that he got locked into?
They were like in a coffin. Oh yeah, at one point you lose Hamtaro and you're just Bijou in Boo Manor too. I forgot about that. And you save
Is that
both
when
of
she
them.
plays the piano?
I think so. She plays Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven, and like the ghost teaches you or something. There's like a bunch of ghosts in that level, obviously.
Yeah.
I love that level. Those two. I love that one in Funlands because like those were a lot of fun too. Oh my God.
Funland was very hard for me. Like that, I feel like that was the hardest one to get through.
Do you remember there's like a thing with the robot and it only cleans and you have to like do like throw the trash so then like it'll
scrub
to get rid of spat. Yes. Yeah. It's so clever. And like first the rides are all broken because of spat. So then like when you fix that.
Allie.
Yeah.
The hardest thing was getting that dad to find his wallet.
Oh my God. Yes. I remember that in that level, like to help the freaking crying baby kid. Yeah.
That genuinely easily took me weeks to get that word. Weeks.
I remember that. And then like you'd have to also, wasn't he also then a ham ranger or something? Or like something with like that was connected with it too.
Was he ham green? Was
I
he the
think
green?
so. Because like first time he loses his wallet, then when you do that, then you have to like round them all up in the game.
I think he was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that
so funny
part alone drove me to drink. I mean, really kept me up at night. Like, how am I gonna get this stupid a-hole to find his freaking wallet?
Oh my God, yeah.
It was a word that made the butterflies fly away, and then there was like a million butterflies, and then he's like, "Oh my God, my wallet's in there."
Yeah, and then like he found, like that somehow reminded him where he had lost it. I do remember that. Yeah, like in that section that he was in. So like it was right there all along, like this freaking
in
idiot.
the like meadow bushes thing. Like, yes. Oh my God.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
That was horrible.
That's so funny, all that stuff.
Pooey pooey. The pooey pooey earrings.
The earrings, yeah. And then also like when you make the catapult, you have to go to like that inventor guy in Wild Woods. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Like with the slingshot, I think. And then like with the spoon. And then that's how you get over the fence to defeat Spat.
Remember that ugly hamster that would keep slingshotting at you? Yeah. Everywhere you walked? You were getting slingshotted at?
I do remember that. He was so hideous.
He was like,
yeah, his weird face.
Yeah.
It was like a frightening face.
I hate him.
That was a weird design. Like no other hamster looked like that. Never in the series either. Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God.
You had to help the monkey feel better because you had to get the antidote for the monkey. It was that berry. You needed the slingshot.
Yes. See, like
so he made the slingshot, the inventor.
Yes, it's like all these mini tasks within to get to the greater goal of solving all the love mysteries, getting like reuniting the love rather, and also getting all the ham chats and defeating Spat ultimately. Oh my God. And then like all the little side things like doing the dance contest was so fun too.
I liked making the jewelry a lot.
Yeah, all the stones you could get. I'm trying to get like the really rare stones and stuff. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I really liked that.
In both of them too, you could just get accessories. Remember, and like take pictures, like just a little. That was cute too, like just a little side fun things.
I like taking the pictures. That was fun.
God, so much fun.
I have to play. I have to play.
It's really a lot of fun. It really is. Like, oh my God, even though we're like freaking old now, but it doesn't matter. No, you know.
No, it doesn't matter.
Too funny. Yeah. And then also real quick, just to bring up the fan fiction again, because our cousin Franny and I, we never wrote like serious fan fiction with the Hams. It was always the first one we wrote was like a horror themed, inspired by when we went to Disney World together, and like all the Hams go on like a ride and like die one by one, but it wasn't like scary. It was just like very dumb and like over the top on purpose. It was like very stupid. And then the other one was the game show, as we said. It was just like I think like the hamsters competing. And
the game show, I remember.
Yes, and like you mentioned, poop, because we had like commercials in it. We put like commercials, so as if it was a show on TV.
There was definitely a commercial about monkey poop, I think.
Definitely, there was. I think there's something about like constipation. because you know, with nothing to do with the show, even just like our own stupid stuff that we found funny, and like as you said with our cousin Carmine, who would help us out with that stuff. It's too funny.
He was a genius. He was like always like the mastermind behind everything.
I know, because when we would go on vacations and like we would just be always like all of us kids like having so much fun, and it's just like it was always a blast. Like it's too
So
funny.
much fun.
Like oh gosh, but so I'm trying to think of anything else, but I think that's about it because just like most of the games, which were so much fun, because we played that. That's the thing. Like once I personally stopped watching the anime, I still was into the games though, because I was like, I need to finish it, and then I'd want to play it over and like find other ham chats and stuff, you know? Yeah, and like the earrings.
Definitely.
It's
not a one and done. It's not a one and done. Like you have to play it a couple of times to really
definitely really
get
well
to
made
where you
game.
want to get.
It's such a well-made game. That's definitely probably my favorite Game Boy Advance game. One of my favorites for sure. You know, so much fun. Oh my god.
Oh, hands down.
So, Gina, thank you first off for joining me. Of course, I love you. So please let everyone know where they can find you on social media and anything else you want to promote.
Yeah. So if you want to find me, I'm most active on Instagram, and my handle is Queen Gina _4. I also do have a podcast, and it's called The Queen's Throne. Or if you're a TikToker, I'm able to be found there at the beauty queen _4. Yeah. Thanks for having me. This was so fun.
Absolutely. It's just fun to reminisce.
I feel nostalgic.
Definitely, you know, or Hamha.
Dangerous for me.
That's just fun. Hamha. Oh no.
Bye, Q.
Bye, Q. And with that is going to conclude this week's episode of Storytelling Saga. Be sure to visit storytellingsaga.com for all places to listen and where to follow on social media. And as always, feel free to send me any questions, comments, or writing prompts by emailing me at storytellingsaga@gmail.com. Next episode, Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. I will be discussing Lilo and Stitch. Until then, thank you for listening, and remember, write what you love. And one thing I forgot to mention real quick, chicka chicka chicka, when you're in a jam, bada bada bada, remember I'm your ham? Okay, now please sing along to the closing theme song of Hamtaro.
Students of Penelope Panda, howdy